Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another post-fight analysis video. Claudia Gadelha versus Xiaonan. All right, y'all. Just like I said in my prediction video, I felt like Xiaonan, if she went in there and just kept this fight standing, moved side to side, used her jab, and took Claudia into deep waters, then the fight would go in her favor. And I feel like Xiaonan actually swept this fight, in my opinion. I had it 30-27. I know the judges had it 29-28. They gave the first round to Claudia. And yeah, you could give the first round to Claudia off those two takedowns. But in my opinion, I thought Xiaonan, she did enough work. She was much more active. And I also think that she made better use of the takedowns in the fight. When Claudia would take her down, I think she made better use of the takedowns in that first round. So I gave all three rounds to Xiaonan. But just like I said in my prediction video, Claudia, you know, she really needs to improve as a fighter, because these fighters on the come up, they're going to surpass her. Eventually, she's going to get stopped too, because, you know, she's wide open. Imagine if Xiaonan had more power in this fight. She could have stopped her. That's how many good shots she was able to land off of her, man. Like, she was just able to tee off in this fight, just stay active and accurate, and just land in volume and really frustrate Claudia. Like, Claudia really needs to get a grasp of her boxing and work on her cardio and stamina. And that might be a reason why she hasn't really worked on her boxing and her striking as much, because, you know, you need a lot of cardio. You need a lot of stamina to be able to throw jabs and work it and use your footwork. So that's definitely something she's gonna have to start working on, which I'll talk about at the end of this video. But real quick, man, the first round, Xiaonan opened up nicely with some 1-2s and some good leg kicks. You know, she was starting to find that rhythm of just outstriking Claudia. But Claudia, she met her in the middle, and she had that energy. You know, she still had that energy in the first round, so she was able to land strike for strike a couple of times and land some good power strikes. And that's where I said, okay, Claudia has the power, and maybe Claudia is going to catch Xiaonan and be able to go on the inside and make these punches work for her, make this boxing work for her. And Claudia got on the inside, landed a good shotgun jab right on the chin of Xiaonan, which is wide open, and knocked Xiaonan into the fence, got a clinch, and got a takedown. And right there, I was like, okay, she's starting to use her jab to get these takedowns, which is smart. But Xiaonan was able to scoot to the fence, get back up, and Claudia got her in those underhooks, and she started pressing her to the fence. And right here, I was like, okay, she's got to make some use of some good inside fighting here, but she's just really pinning Xiaonan to the fence, while Xiaonan can't break, but she's still landing good little strikes on the inside and a couple of knees to the thigh. And, you know, Claudia is just like overexerting herself just to keep her pinned. You know, she's just trying to smother her and just hold her to the fence. So Jason Herzog, he breaks him up for good reason. I feel like there wasn't much activity coming from that. You know, even with those little strikes from Xiaonan, it was still kind of a stalemate, so he had to break him up. So back to the center of the octagon, Xiaonan tries to pump that jab out, and this is where her weakness shows, because Claudia shoots in, gets a double leg takedown, and takes her right down on her back. Now, if some fighters are really good with ground and pound and really good grapplers, they would make better use of this. But here, Claudia gets the double leg takedown, but Xiaonan's actually working nicer off her back, in my opinion. You know, she's landing better elbows and better strikes, and by the end of this round, she's definitely outstruck Claudia, you know, even off her back from these takedowns. So I had to give the first round to Xiaonan off of activity. It was close because of the takedowns, but I still think Xiaonan did the better work and definitely outstruck Claudia, which stands for something, in my opinion. The second round, all Xiaonan, just a textbook round. Beautiful striking, beautiful combinations. And the thing is, she's not doing anything too spectacular. You know, she's just using textbook striking, you know, textbook boxing here. And that puts a question mark over Claudia's head if she's getting beat up by textbook shots. You know, she's still not improving with her head moving her defense. You know, Claudia had the power while Xiaonan had the speed and accuracy. So she really needed to work on her timing, to time the faster fighter. But here, man, like, anything Xiaonan was throwing was landing, even if it wasn't too hard. You know, I like the pot shot from Xiaonan and how she was landing left hooks off of the 1-2 and kept it moving. You could see that it was really frustrating Claudia and had her overthinking. And Claudia was starting to redden up around the nose. I was like, she's taking some good, efficient shots here from Xiaonan. And by, I'd say, 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the round, Claudia started looking gassed and red at this point. You know, she was still landing a single shot here and there, but to me, Xiaonan was just too fast to follow up on, and Xiaonan was controlling 1-2s and 3s. So second round was all Xiaonan with a beautiful jab and just complete control on her feet. Last round, Claudia knew she was either behind or was evened up, or it was dead even at this point. So she goes in for the clinch and goes in with both underhooks, but not getting much done. So while Xiaonan is working with these strikes and knees, she's getting better head control also, and she's able to break from the clinch. So once again, in the center of the octagon, it's all Xiaonan with that jab, just marking Claudia up, just stepping side to side, stepping to her left, And once again, Claudia gets her in a clinch, but doesn't make use of it. You know, she's got her in this clinch just to stop the jab, in my opinion, and to rest. And to rest, in my opinion, because she's not really getting anything done. Like I said, Claudia is not using knees. She's not using elbows. She's not even controlling with her head too much. So while she's got her in this clinch, Xiaonan is being more active. You know, she's striking, squirming. She's trying to push her off. And Claudia just holds on with those underhooks. So once again, Jason Herzog, he breaks him up for good reason. You know, it's just like a stalemate. So once again, going back to the center of the octagon, last minute, Xiaonan ends it with jabs, and more jabs, putting the knot on Claudia's head. And this was just another round for Xiaonan. At the end of the bell, Claudia raises her hands. I don't know why. I had to give Xiaonan every single round in this fight off of effective strikes and just activity. I mean, I don't think the takedowns, in my opinion, were enough for Claudia to win, because I think that Xiaonan did better work of them. But I can agree with 29-28, you know, on all three scorecards. You know, everybody can agree with that, because, you know, Xiaonan definitely pieced her up and definitely showcased good footwork in this fight and good striking all around. Claudia just did what I felt she would do, man. Just rush in, use her physical strength early, and didn't really have the skills for inside fighting. You know, she just would press in, use brute strength, didn't really know how to fight on the inside and land good body shots in this fight, or jab her way in for takedowns. Because if you know how to land a good jab, which she showcased one time in the first round, like if she uses a good shotgun jab to knock her opponents down, that cuts down the work having to take somebody down. Or if you use a good shotgun jab followed by a right hand and you hurt your opponent, then that should make it easier for you to take them down. So you want to use things like that. Like Claudia still hasn't got a full grasp of that. You know, Xiaonan's chin was wide open in this fight. You know, Xiaonan's chin is wide open all the time. In my opinion, I feel like she just goes in there, lands some good fast strikes, but it's there to be hit. Because Claudia hit her a few times. Claudia hit her with some good right hands, but like I said, she's just never in a position to follow up and land something big, because, you know, Xiaonan's moving. You know, Xiaonan's cutting those angles, and she's out of there. See, if Claudia cuts the octagon off, or learns how to cut the octagon off, if she lands a good punch and it hurts Xiaonan, and she has her in a good position to cut the octagon off, she could land something big and take her down or knock her down. But yeah, man, Claudia really needs to improve her striking and her footwork. And like I said, really needs to improve her cardio. As for Xiaonan from here, man, she spoke of a title shot, but I'm not sure if she's ready. I picked her to win this fight all the way, just going by the lack of improvements from Claudia. But yeah, it was definitely a good win over a veteran for Xiaonan. But I still think she needs to work on her takedown defense, and definitely needs to learn how to tuck that chin a little bit more, because I think if she goes for a title shot against, you know, Wei Li, that's a different story. You know, Wei Li is physically strong, has fast hands as well, and, you know, very strong on the inside, and knows how to fight in the clinches as well. You know, she's going to make good use of those and know how to cut the speed off of somebody like Xiaonan. But yeah, man, overall it was a good fight. Went just the way I said it would go. Let me know, guys, what y'all think Claudia needs to do from here. And do you think Xiaonan deserves a title shot? Let me know, guys. Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out. Peace.